Mute Ox.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Ox, here on the panel is the one and only Bridgeman and the legend that is JFK. Evening, gentlemen.
Evening, Ox, here. Evening, Bridge.
Can I say a big good evening to you guys in the panel? Huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
Right, obviously a victory Saturday, and I'm sure we'll dissect it as the show goes on, and we'll have our pluses and minuses in the game. 3 points, nothing to see here, and we move on. But that's not the case with us. Injuries, loss of form, bad selections. The debate will rumble and rumble, but sometimes I just think it's nerves. We've started the season better than we done last year. Some of the football's not been great. The last two home performances have been brilliant, JFK, but we're slowly getting there.
Yeah, the last two performances have been very, very poor, you know. But then again, what can you do when a team comes to Ibrox again and puts 10 behind the ball? And all they did is a big battering ram at number 9. But it was the game of two halves again we played, wasn't it? You know, the first half we had a few good chances. The goalkeeper pulled off a couple of good saves. But they played it looked to me at one point as if they'd 7 across the penalty box. There was one point in the game then the Rangers were bombarding them, and they didn't have not one single player that they have in Rangers half. So that's a negative football that they want to play when they come to Ibrox, and they're all doing it to us now. So we need to get a team that can break that down, Ox, here, and the gaffer needs to drill that into them. You know, this is what it's going to be for the rest of the season. But it's a win.
I thought we started flat, JFK. I thought we started flat. There was a lack of tempo in our game. We just thought things would happen, and
I
you've
agree
got to
with
go
you.
and make things happen. You know, what's your thoughts, Bridge?
Yeah, I think everybody's probably saying the same words or the same thoughts anyway, if not the same words, should I say. I think it was, no matter what we did, when we got the ball, we ran it up the pitch, you had to stop because there was 11 bodies in front of you in the opposition. You know, you're no, and that's between your own half sort of thing and their penalty area. And then each time we move forward through the draft board scenario, you know, you get the ball down there and it's the same two lines that are facing you. So double parked buses to all intents and purposes. Although during my knitting phase, because I was sitting there and it was that good, and it was that sort of boring game type thing. I started knitting, and
what did you knit?
I dropped a couple of stitches, and Alfredo nearly got a header, and another time he nearly got his foot to the ball, and I thought this is better. And then what do you call him? Arfield had a smashing shot at goal and hit the bar, and I actually thought at that point when they were scrambling for the ball. I thought that Alfredo was brought down. He was halfway down anyway. He was trying to get back up, and the guy he rolled over on top of him. That's what it looked like for me. But I'm at the other end of the
I
thing.
don't think there was a lot in it, mate. You know,
Nah.
There was a wee bit of coming together, but the big.
I thought that Halliday kind of strolled through the game because at the end of the day, he's really a defender, very little to do from that perspective. And when he went up with the ball, he did no bad attacking and things like that. But really and truly, when he's running back, he's very, very casual. And I don't know whether that's his natural pace, but for some reason or other, he got caught 3 times. And once the guy actually, I think he shoved him in the back of the head or something, and he went down. and we got a free kick for it when the guy carried on and put it in the net. Really and truly, a lot of guys round about me, including myself at the time, thought, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" No, we just knew that would happen. That kind of thing.
Didn't look a lot in it. JFK.
Nah, I didn't look a lot in it. Definitely no. I know we'll not be talking about Thursday's game till Wednesday night now, but we need a better left back than that for Thursday night. For the life of me, going into the game, and I was standing having a libation with Fox and his brother and that, and my big boy Graham said, "There's the team," and everybody, you could hear run about. Everybody was wondering, what's Halliday doing in the team? We're all pleased that obviously that Kent, and obviously we'll go into the Kent thing later on, and our good man the Fox will enlighten us of his reason why he thought he shouldn't have been on. But Halliday for me was a poor choice in Saturday. I'd like to have known the reason for it. The gaffer's no tell us the reason. I think we all thought Barisic should have still got a shout at it. But no, for me, Andy Halliday will fall in, but I think Saturday proved that he's doing the pecking order again for me. I just thought he was very poor. I did, he got out of jail for it. To me, that the boy never touched him. He was going down, and the boy put the ball in the net. But I think he only put the ball in the net because the play slowed down the lines when the referee had signalled for a free kick. But I think they got out of jail there, mate, on that one, definitely. I don't think Halliday get touched at all.
No, well, I'll give you my thoughts on it, and then we can open it up for debate. The team that started, I wouldn't argue with your thoughts about the left back position. All I could think of that Borna played another 2 games while he was away, and he was back to rest them. But I don't know how much rest some of these players need.
No.
So I thought we started the game very slowly, and we struggled, and I think particularly Ojo struggled. I've got to be honest with you. We noticed he was playing about 35 minutes, and that's no discredit the boy. Sometimes you don't get a ball, but he's got to admit about him in that. And we huffed and puffed. What I didn't like also was the gap between the midfield and Morelos. I felt even we were dominating possession, Alfredo was isolated and expected to do everything on himself. The highlight of the first half was the back heel for Aribo to Morelos. What a goal that would have been if we were in.
Just fabulous. Just fabulous, really and truly. I thought that both of them were really good together when they were finding each other with some wee flicks and things like that. Seemed to know where each other were. Very, very good. Thought they were very good for that.
And the chances that Bridgman mentioned earlier on, great, but no enough tempo for me, and so I'm saying, right, okay. We've seen this movie before. We'll have a good second half. The second half started, we lost the penalty. I thought it was a penalty personally. I don't know about you two gentlemen.
Oh, it's a Stonewaller. Oh, a Stonewall penalty. I feel was thinking about it. There was no doubt about it for me.
Just a penalty, that's it. You move on.
There was nobody up the Copeland was arguing except me. I thought the guy dived. But when I think I saw a wee bit on a highlight or somewhere like that, and it looked quite good for a penalty. I've no complaints at all.
I think we're going to have to get him to save us JFK.
No, I thought his feet went up in the air.
Well,
I didn't see Arfield kicking him.
Oh, it was a penalty. Just slid in and missed it.
I've got a spare telescope in the house. Have that. Can you see right? Never like Specsavers.
I know. I think when I saw a wee replay on one of the boys put in, and I got a replay of it, and it does look as if it was a penalty, right enough, It's just from where I was, there's a couple of
one thing. That's how you get the cheap seats, isn't it? So we got the goal. They got the goal, and I thought we responded reasonably well. We upped our tempo, which I think we should have been doing at the start. But while not doing that, they had a couple of chances and a couple of moments as well, more than they'd had in the whole of the first half. Then we got the equaliser for Tav. Let me see, make sure I get this right. Then we went 2-1 up. And in between that, they had that goal, the Andy Halliday one. They also hit the bar for a corner kick. when we got the third goal, and the game just petered out. And I think that's what disappointed a lot of people, that we just didn't keep the tempo going and go and get maybe. They were down to 10 men. Their heads have been down. We're 3-1 up with about 15 to go plus 11 minutes or something to go plus extra time. Let's go and bury them and send everybody away happy. But the game just finished flat. Yep. The big question marks for me is the left back. I thought the two central defenders didn't have the best of games. I thought the big guy gave them problems, which gave me cause for concerns. And the one that really disappointed me the most was Ojo. And the last year's Morelos, he can't do it on his own, and we can't, with that system, he needs more support. It can't just be a Rebo.
Nah, I agree with you there. I agree with that.
That's how I've seen it.
Aye. I mean, I don't know about speaking to Fox here before we come on and that. I mean, we're all the one-trick pony with Ojo. Okay, set up the goal and that, but I'm looking for more than that off him. And okay, if he does that every game and gets a goal, okay, can we forgive him for that? Maybe aye. No, but for me, no, as you say, I mean, 35 minutes into the game, and a lot of people like yourself, Oxy, I mean, was he playing? On the free kick that Fred got for Tab's goal, you know, a lot of people were saying it was never a free kick, you know, but he never touched Fred, but it was the intent. Fred done well to jump, get out of the road, so it was a free kick all day long for me. Centre halves, big goals, and they were the big boy just did a lenny of them the whole game. He was sent off. He couldn't cope with them, and that gives me concern going into Thursday's game. They need to sort that out. I mean, the left backs they had there wasn't at the races, and my two centre backs weren't at the races either. The shining light obviously was a couple of the goals are really good goals, but when you go, mate?
On you go, Bridge.
Oh, sorry, Pat. I thought I'd just coughed there. I do apologise. I was going to say that I agree 100% with you insofar as Ojo is concerned. My only concern, the only thing I would say against it and for him was that all eyes were on Ryan Kent.
What difference should that make?
No, I'm saying all eyes were on Ryan Kent, and I don't think a lot of folk noticed anybody else on the pitch, to be honest. And I'm not saying he did anything, it's just that we were at great expectations of Ryan Kent up until he went off. And it was when he went off, that's when you started to notice Ojo. That's, to be honest, that's what it was. I just think nobody was really looking, because nothing was happening. There was nothing happening in the pitch. It was all hoping Ryan Kent could have a wee bit magic, get a lovely ball in, and so on and so forth. And it doesn't happen for the boy. And of course, I think it was a ligament problem he's got. Sorry, what do you call it? Hamstring problem. Yeah. So you could see that coming. He was chasing the boy down, and you could just see him starting to pull up. You know.
It suggests we got that wrong as well, mate. That gives me concerns. If that was the case, I know hamstrings can go at any time. So
I don't think he was 100% fit, to be honest, in the first place.
Well, you might be right there, Bridge.
I think the manager wanted him in because it was a big signing and let him get some glory and things like that. But he maybe should have told him, just take it easy, don't do in too much.
But the thing about it is, Bridge, we can't every 3 points, goal difference, everything. This is a title race we're in it.
Yes, I know, but what I mean is, if he hadn't chased that guy back, because the guy was getting the ball anyway. If he hadn't chased him back,
was going to go, it might have went in the next run.
It could have done. Absolutely, it could have done. I'm just meaning that the manager, I think, should have said to him, just take it easy. I'll take you off at half time. Finished.
One of the pluses was JFK. You must have a good view him. The boy Barker done all right and a good finish for his goal.
Yeah. Didn't see a lot of good there. Obviously, with Ryan Kent out now, and obviously we'll get Lewis Jordan Jones long term as well. He's done a lot of good. Cracking goal he scored. So I mean, it's not a like for like player, but Ryan Kent's going to be a big miss. And hindsight's a wonderful thing, you know. There's a lot as we're debating here on Friday night. Should he or should he no? And I think it's been proved right that he shouldn't have. Maybe it'd have been better bringing him on, but if he'd have brought him on second half, it might have happened again. But
you can never answer that
question. You can never. But how fit was he? You know, we know that. I'd stuck up from the fact is that look, he's trained well. He's told us he's trained well, although he's had a couple under 23 games in the last couple of months. Had a game here in America and that for Liverpool. So Aye, it's unfortunate it's happened. So 3 weeks layoff possibly. So we just need to get out of it, go on with it, and see how the team can cope with it. But it's going to be a big miss. It'll took as long as to get.
All right, can I just cut across you then? And if people want to join us, what's the number?
The number's 0141 356 1971.
Try again, Bridge.
Oh, sorry, 1972, apologies.
If people want to join us, what's the number?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Some wee woman sitting on a flat somewhere getting all these phone calls and this.
As long as you're not for Taiwan.
Particularly oh, that's a good point, yeah. That's a good point. Maybe some sweary ones. I was just going to ask you.
Can you join us, JFK?
Oh,
they can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online and Goodman Fox and Old School Blue will put you through. Come on and talk about everything about the Rangers.
The star of the show on Saturday. Yeah, Mr. Entertainment he's calling it. He's turning into, and I've had agencies for all over the country contact me about Stardog.
All right, so
can't believe that.
The weekend, yeah.
Me and Ox were running the show on Saturday, mate.
Oh, the agencies I've had is the mental health agency.
That sounds a bit right.
How we doing, mate?
Sounds a bit. Aye, no bad, mate. No bad.
Now that you've had time to reflect, these your thoughts?
Well, obviously, just glad we get the 3 points, mate. Looking back on the game and listening to some of Jimmy's comments and all there, mate. I mean, you remember Saturday, Ox? I did say after the game, I did believe that we got away with one because I'm like yourself, Jimmy. I thought Andy Halliday looked weak in the back for that boy going through there. I don't think there was anything wrong. He had 2 or 3 seconds where he could have made his mind up, mate. He could have passed it back to the goalkeeper. He could have kicked it out of play. I think it was a lack of decision making and they just looked weak, mate, to get pushed off the ball at. So I do believe, and I mean, after that, I think they smelled blood and they went up the park and they hit the crossbar after that, and obviously the goal comes after that. So I believe that we got away with one, mate. I didn't see a lot wrong with that goal, but credit to the team for coming back. I mean, I mentioned on Saturday, a lot of things went wrong for us. Ryan Kent went half injured in the first half. Obviously, we lose the penalty and things like that as well. So to come back for that, mate, it shows a bit of character, but I'm worried about what Gerrard said after the game. Gerrard said after the game that we wanted it all to be about Ryan today. Unfortunately, that never happened for us. I don't like that attitude, mate. It's always got to be about the team. I know he probably isn't meaning that like in that context as much, but I just think it should always be about the team, mate. You should never put a player out there and expect it all to be about him, because that's what happens. He'll end up putting up that hamstring.
Here, mate. We've also been joined by Ulster Bear. Evening, Ulster.
And how are you?
Oh, you're a bit quiet.
Hear me now?
A bit better, aye. How are you doing, mate? All right?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. How are you keeping?
Aye, all right, mate. Give your thoughts on Saturday, mate.
Oh, well, I thought we were very poor, to be honest, but I suppose it's better coming on a Monday show like this, you know, having playing under par and getting the 3 points. Well, last season we played poor at Ibrox or away from home, and 9 times out of 10 we lost, or else had to settle for a draw. But it was good to see a team grind out a victory. But I was expecting more, you know. I think especially after the Old Firm game, I thought they'd be chewing at the bit, you know, to get stuck into this Livingston side yesterday or Saturday. It just didn't seem to happen.
Ulster, did we start slow for you?
Yeah, I think we started slow and we just didn't. We ended the first half the same way. Kent went off. That sort of knocked us back a wee bit. And, you know, I think it took Livingston to score for us to seem to wake up to we're actually in a game. And to be honest, there was points in that game, even though we got ourselves, you know, 1 each. You know, there was points in that game that we were second best, even in the second half. Now, I know towards the end of the second half we did come a bit stronger, and thankfully we got our win. We got the 3 goals. But I think, you know, that Andy Halliday situation, looking at it on the TV at the time, obviously with the guys, you know, we were all in agreement that Andy Halliday was one lucky boy. And I think if that was for us or going against us, we'd be looking to goal for that, in my opinion. I think it was just weakness by Andy there. And we were very lucky with it. Go 2-1 down, and obviously they cracked the crossbar, I think, after that as well. So the warning signs were there, but just a wee bit worrying that it took us so long to waken up to the challenge, but I'm still very happy. Obviously, we got our 3 points.
You're here, mate. You're here. We've also been joined by Fox, Evening Fox. How did the double date go Saturday night? You and Skipper and the two ladies. Well, I say ladies loosely.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't involved in anything like that. I was straight home in my bed.
That's not what my information's telling me, mate.
Aye, well, your spies are wrong.
All right, okay. All right. Do you know anything about the situation with Skipper?
No, I do not. Not at the moment.
All right, okay. All right. Give your thoughts on Saturday, mate.
Got the result that mattered was we picked up the 3 points. I think we did stutter a wee bit. We started well enough for me. I thought we started slowly, but I thought we started okay. We created a couple of good chances. Tav put in consecutive balls into the box. Both Alfredo Morelos should have scored with, in my opinion, but he didn't connect with any of the two of them. And then
one of the problems in Saturday, mate, when all the crosses were getting in, there was only Alfie in the box.
That is a problem for me when we play 4-3-3. Is that the two wide men as in Saturday, Kent and Ojo, don't get into the box enough for me. And we seem to have plenty of players around the 18-yard box, but very few inside it. Apart from that, I don't know. I'm not going to complain, mate. 3-1 against a big physical side who, when they did come out, caused us problems. But overall, I think it was a comfortable 3-1 win. And I was quite happy leaving the game.
On you go, Bridge.
I was just going to say, trying to put it into context, that team were lying up 1 point behind us in the league. And I think they'd scored just maybe 2 goals less than us or something like that. Mm-hmm. So they were, as I say, they were well up the league. They weren't the bottom of the league. They weren't fodder. They were not a bad team, a very, very physical team. And we saw that all through the game. Very physical.
Well coached as well, Bridge.
Yep, absolutely. And the guy, the coach is a very nice coach in that sense. But he knows what he wants, and his team responds. And I just think that, and I'm going to say this about our 2 centre halves. I thought at parts of that game they were pitiful. They weren't talking to each other properly, and they ended up virtually fighting. And they were arguing with each other quite a lot. And you're going to find somewhere is going to turn in and say one of them needs to get dropped. There seems to be a bit of something going on with them. They're not allowing each other to play their own game, or one's bullying the other. Something like that.
I know they weren't great the week before, but Katic is arguably my best player this season.
He has been, but he was not very good at all. In my opinion,
touching everything, but
everything was going, yeah. And that big fella, gave them a doing, in so far as pressure's concerned. And we'll go back to what I said 2 years ago, and I said it way back at the beginning. Get me a 5'7", 5'6", 6'5", gorilla, because that's who you needed to play against that guy. Somebody that'll fight and kill people to get the ball. And that's what Katic tried it, and he got caught out a number of times with the boy. And he came off second. But I don't mean he was fighting, but he came off losing the ball. And that's not right for Rangers. Not at Ibrox. Not right. Sorry, pal.
All right, you feel better now?
Oh, yes.
All right. Everybody else? All right. I didn't think Katic was great, and I thought Goldson was actually worse than Katic personally, but if somebody wants an argument for the other way about it, I've no problem with that. It wasn't really their fault for the goal. That's what they'll tell you. Well, we kept a clean sheet by the penalty, Fox.
Aye, it would have been a clean sheet. Alan McGregor had a couple of fine saves in the game, and I thought he was, believe it or not, although they never created much, all Bears having another conversation there.
Sorry.
It's his wife telling him what to do.
Aye, tell.
Can I just say, well, I'm on, somebody's phoning in with a hidden phone number. The system isn't built to take unknown calls, so sorry, mate, you'll need to try again with a different number. Anyway, where was I? Carry on, Ox.
All right. Evening, Albert.
Evening, guys. How you all doing?
All the better for you. Coming on and join us. Here's your thoughts.
Well, I want to talk about that defence. I've lost patience with it. It's crap. The defence is crap. We can't get away for this, guys. We can't. I mean, that's 5 league games we've conceded in 4 of them. And anybody that thinks that defence is solid is in dreamland. And it's time to gear up in this left back nonsense. We've not got a left back. Don't play with a left back. So I'm advocating for 3 at the back now. Forget about all this nonsense.
Yes,
They two have got to go, by the way. Katic, my back 3, right, would be Helander on the left, Katic on the right, and Big Edmondson in the centre. And get Goldson on the bench if you have to put on the bench. But I'm fed up with him now. He's just a nightmare. He's shirking the boy Katic, which is fair enough. The boy did make a couple of mistakes, and he was getting a bit ragdoll with that guy. But at the same token, Goldson's making mistakes all over the place, man. He's not winning any balls in the air. He's diving into tackles because he's fear in case the guy gets the ball by him, because he knows if a guy gets the ball by him, any guy, and I'm talking about anybody in the league, gets the ball by him, they're away, he's no catching them. So that's why he's over the top of players, getting away stupid fouls all the time. He's too feared that the players getting away from him. So I don't know how he's thinking about that, but I'm done with it. So it's time Gerrard sorted this defence. I'm sick of watching it, game after game. One big punt up the park, we panic. We're all over the place. We can't. That's last year as well, and we've brought it into this year. It's disgraceful. And that Livingston team are stinking, by the way. They're not even a good team. I'm happy we won. I told you that. I don't care how we play as long as we win. But you need to sort that defence out. That defence is crap.
And you come, Stardog, then Ulster, then GFK.
Well, I mean, me and you spoke about it a wee bit on Saturday, Ox, and I'll ask Albert this. Do you think, Albert, if Katic had made that mistake in the All-Fun game, it would have been a lot easier for Gerrard to drop Katic instead of Golston? Because he doesn't seem to like dropping Golston. Ox put the point on Saturday, he's maybe a wee bit of a teacher's pet.
Absolutely, mate. You're spot on, mate. Absolutely. It seems to be that he's
it's
guaranteed
a bit like you on here, Albert. You're one of the teacher's pets.
I don't know, but I've never had a teacher's pet in my life. Anyway, but Golson seems to be that he's got a guarantee for Gerrard that he's getting these 60 games, or when he's fit, he's playing. That seems to be the case, and it's not right, by the way, because the boy's not playing well. I don't care what anybody says, he's not playing well. I can't see it, and he's a big powder puff and all. I mean, if he was a chocolate and a box of chocolates, he wouldn't be a caramel, by the way. He's a big soft centre. He's no dirty enough for me. He's no aggressive enough for me for a centre half. Big Katic is, Big Edmondson is. Helander will see. But and for Hardy left back, forget about that. That proves something just in Saturday. Come on, anybody thinks that boy's a left back's dreaming. Absolutely dreaming. Barisic, if we're wasting our time, then we're wasting our time. So let's not play with a left back. Let's go with 3 across the back. Let's go. And this defensive midfield carry on. What are they doing? What are the goals we're losing? And we'll get 2 defensive midfielders most of the time. And Arfield, that's no his position. I'll tell you right now. And why Kamara never got a game, I don't know. That's another one, and all but Kamara.
Why are we playing with 2 defensive midfielders sitting in front of our back 4 at home to Livingston, Albert?
I know. I mean, I can't explain it, mate. I just can't. And we're still losing goals, and we still look weak at the back, and we're playing with 2 defensive midfielders and 4 at the back. It's madness. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the coaching staff are up there doing.
Up the park.
Exactly. And you're one punt up the park for us, and we panic. One big stupid boot up the park, and they 2 at the back are panicking. They're fighting each other. Yeah. Well, Katic is fighting Golson to heed it. Golson's arguing with him not to heed it. Golson wants to let the ball bounce. I mean, you learn that in primary school. Don't let the ball bounce, because as soon as you let it bounce, advantage for the attacker. Everybody knows that.
I said on Saturday after the game, mate, I thought Golson especially, but I think both of them, their defensive decisions were poor. Like you're saying, letting the ball bounce, and I just think when we're trying to zip the ball about midfield, sometimes the ball goes back to Golson and he takes the extra 2-3 touches, he changes direction 3-4 times, and then he goes with that big long punt up the park, and it's straight back to them. But like you're saying, I mean, we're playing with 2 hard midfielders, and they were punting the ball up to that big guy, man, and he was causing havoc up there before he gets sent off.
That big guy had a good game. Let's not kid me on. He ragdolled the 2 of them. There's nothing away from it. He did ragdoll the 2 of them.
Mate, I did.
And you're sitting looking at the 2 going, Does Wani's not want challenge? Does you not want to just let the guy win the ball and go for the second ball? If the guy's beating you in his air, I mean, that's what Butcher and any class centre-half does. I can't win with this guy today, so I just take a step back, let him win the ball and move in and take it off him. No, we go up there and wrestle away with the guy, and the guy's beating us and beating us and beating us. I mean, it was ridiculous. I'm sitting laughing at it on Saturday with the guy next to me, and I'm saying, what are we trying to do here? What are you two actually trying to do? Because I don't see any method of what they're trying to do. The two of them are just banging into each other.
They look strangers in Albert Saturday, Albert.
But they've been doing that a while, to be honest. They have been doing, because Katic is trying to be dominant in the air right across the back line, and Goldson doesn't like it because he's shown him up for what he is. So Goldson started to argue with him, and then when he can challenge him, the two of them are challenging for the same ball. So they're not playing as a partnership. They're not playing as a pair anyway. I'll tell you that right now. So it's time to just win it.
I don't think Katic headed the ball or won a header more than once in the first half. Against that guy, I think he won one. And that was it. That guy won every ball, every head, up for the head ball. He won it. Don't get me wrong, he didn't do with it, but he flicked it on. Mm-hmm. And I kept shouting, he beat you again.
Can we come Ulster?
I think it was we were talking about Goldson maybe last week, and maybe you talk about maybe changing him, They didn't really play their best. I think Katic has been the better for me this season, but the both of them were pretty weak there on the weekend, and I think it's maybe time to fire one of these guys in who've been biding their time to take their chance. But will he do it on Thursday in an important Europa League game? I don't know, especially being the first game, and they'll probably need 3 points, as many 3 points as they can at our home matches. So will he risk putting them in? I don't know, but I wouldn't mind to see one of them coming in, probably for Goldson, to be honest. Whether it be Edmondson or Hollander. I haven't seen enough of Hollander, but he's obviously playing in the Serie A, and he must be a good standard. But having watched Edmondson, I was very impressed with him in pre-season, although we know that's a different level, but I think he's got good pace and he can command, so I think I'd like to see him, or maybe on Thursday for Goldson, but we'll wait and see. And Andy Halliday, I think we know what his abilities are. He's limited ability. I was just looking at the fixtures for Croatia there, and I think they were playing, I don't know if it was Slovenia or Slovakia, they were playing away from home, and then they were playing Azerbaijan away from home a few days later. So I think Barisic has obviously been just rested for that game, because maybe he thought Livingston was a weaker opposition and he could do that. But I think you'll definitely see Barisic back on the pitch on Thursday.
Ulster, you've seen Andy Halliday. Sorry, pal. Sorry.
You said
I can't add much about the guys are saying about the two centre halves, but there was one particular incident near where we sit, and Goldson just looked out of place, and whatever it was said between him and Katic, but McGregor would mouth something to the two of them, maybe to get the finger out the proverbial. So it's not working, as Albert said there. It's not been working for a while. Somebody needs to be dropped. They drop the two of them and bring in Edmondson and Hollander, or do you drop just Goldson? Goldson for me should never have played in Saturday. I said that, I wouldn't have played him. But no, as I say, we're not starting to talk about Thursday to Wednesday night. But I tell you guys, what I saw of this team that we're playing Thursday night, the two centre halves are going to get roasted. And I agree with what Albert says as well. If you have no got a left back, just don't play with one, because Halliday's never a left back. If he's not going to play Barisic, don't play with a left back then.
And you come, Bridge.
Well, I was going to say that if you think about what Halliday was doing, Halliday overall Halliday quite a good game overall, but his attitude when running very lackadaisical, and hadn't gauged the pace of these guys, and get caught 2 or 3 times, I say, particularly that one, it probably, in all probability, got away with it. But he just needs to, if he's on the park, he needs to be more conscious and of what's happening around about him. But he did a lot of tackling, put some nice balls in, got involved in the attacks. So I didn't have any great problem with Andy Halliday that way. I know he's no the best left back at the club. But, you know, he'll not let you down. He wouldn't let you down that way. He just needs to watch what he's doing. That's all I want to say to that.
Well, I don't like when we give our opinions, and I think we're all pretty fair, and I don't disagree with a lot of the stuff we've said. Andy Halliday, he's not let us down, but he's got limited ability. Albeit that's how he's turned into a squad player for us. We all wish that Andy would do better and be a better team, but to get a good team, I think unfortunately Andy's going to be one of our casualties.
To be fair to the boy, you know, I mean, I like the boy. He's a Rangers supporter, and you can see his heart and his sleeve. I like the boy, but as you pointed out, limited ability is limited ability. As I keep saying, you can't put in what God left out. And at the end of the day, he's not a left back. He's not good enough to be a left back, especially against a decent team. And he's not good enough to be a midfielder in that team. So you're sitting looking at the boy. But one thing I would say about him, on Saturday when we went 1-down, did you see him when he walked into the centre circle and went mental, and he's shouting and roaring at them all? And I'm saying, that's Tavernier's job. Why are you not doing that? That's Tavernier's job. And he's geeing him up and geeing it up. He knows what it is to play for Rangers. He knows what it is that we're going for a title. He knows that, as you pointed out earlier on, we're going for a title. This is 3 points and we're going for a title. Let's get the finger out here. This is no time for shrinking violence and trying boys out and he's going to come good and all this nonsense. I mean, playtime's over for this team. This team needs to be criticised and held harshly and judged harshly, because playtime, if you really seriously want to go for a league, you go to new. That 5 games is all right. We got away with it. We won, and I told you that's great. You win bar one, but we've lost goals in 4 of them. Not acceptable, guys. Just not acceptable. I'm not accepting it. I want to win this league this year. And if that team on Saturday didn't look like me for a team that was going to win a league until we went a goal behind, and all of a sudden a wee spark comes into it. And I don't even think we're going full pace at that after that either. I'm thinking there's a lot more to come for you guys.
Another couple of years.
Aye, and I've yet to see them clicking into it. The midfield, putting Arfield back there is madness to me. He's got one position that boy plays, and that's up front, which he finished last season with. And if you don't play him in that position, it's pretty pointless playing him, because we're trying to turn him into a ball-playing midfielder now, starting moves, deep and all that. And I'm looking at him Saturday going, no chance, son, that's not your position. That's never going to be your position. So if you look at our team, I think we've got 3 players playing in the right position, and everybody else is playing out of position. Goldson, Tavernier, the goalkeeper, Goldson, and Tavernier, and Morelos are basically playing in their right positions. Everybody else in that team's playing out of positions. You know that? It's madness. And you're saying, what are we doing here? If you want a left winger, buy a left winger. If you want a right winger, buy a right winger. If you want a right back, buy a right back. I don't see buy a left back and play him at right back, buy a right back and play him at left back. What's all that about? I don't get what playing a right winger and left wing and vice versa. Putting a centre forward into the midfield. You're doing it. What are you saying? What's happening here? Shouting we've got 2 players for every position. Oh, well, no. If we've 2 players for every position, Jack steps out and his sidekick substitute, whatever you want to call him, steps in, Kamara. And that's another one with Kamara, mate. Whatever that boy's playing for Finland, that's where he needs to play for us. I don't know what position he plays for Finland, but every time he plays for Finland, he's man of the match. So whatever that position is, we need to get that position into our team. Because you can't have a boy going on international duty, playing blinders for Finland, and comes back to us the next time. He's not the same player. What happened there? Or he's not playing in the position he plays for Finland. Well, I think he should be playing in the position he plays for Finland. And if that means one of his favourites gets dropped, so be it.
Can I come in, Ox?
Aye, of course you can, mate.
I was just going to say that things the boys have said tonight is I don't want to put too much of a dampener on the club, because we've got big games coming up and we've already praised the boys for the way they've played and carried us through. But we have said on here a number of times, if we just like Albert says, if we want to have to win the league, we can't just do it by hope. So somewhere along the line, if we want to win trophies and all that, I don't think the way our centre halves are playing, we're going to win very much. There's too much indecision, and we really need to get a bit of steel and a bit of something in there in the twin centre halves. That's not to say these two boys are rubbish or anything like that. But
No,
we need
no,
they will not be able to step up. They will not ever reach the next level that Rangers need to go to. And
I think Katic has got a chance, mate, but I don't see anything Golson's game to take him on, mate. He's been steady for us, consistent. Arguably the best centre half since Gerrard came in the door, but we're wanting to move on and improve JFK.
You're right. I mean, the amount of players that are playing out of position as well is ridiculous. But no, Golson for me he's fell away. I mean, we gave him a chance, but it's not going to happen for him, I don't think. We're on a bit of a downer here because I mean, and we still won, but we're looking at performance. I mean, all this punch in the chest and I'm Andy Halliday and I'm a blue nose. Now I'm a blue nose. I can punch my chest. That doesn't give me the right to win, and that doesn't wash for me walking about there shouting and bawling at players. You know, it's performing the field. That's what I want you to do. I don't want you to be running about punching your chest and showing us your tattoos. Play a bit better than that, you know. So his time's up. Andy Halliday will go at the end of the season, and he'll go with good wishes and that because he's been a good servant for us. But guys, I think we need to start getting a team together. You know, we've got bigger and better games to go forward in the next few weeks. The European game, and then we play in a couple of weeks we play the Sheep. So we need to get our finger out. No, it's all right.
Sorry, Jimmy, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you go.
I was just going to agree with you to a certain extent, but all I'm saying is that we will not be able to do anything for a couple of months at least. We won't be able to buy anyone, no replacements for anyone. So the only ones we need to go with is the 4 centre halves that we've got now, and we really need to start letting the other 2 guys give them a chance, see if they're any good, mix and match that kind of. So Helander. For me, would be a set. I would put him in the left side and let's see how it goes, and let him and Golson play with each other. You might see an entirely different defensive lineup in their play because they're more exposed to more experienced players. Katic is still very young. I think he's only 22 or 23, so he's still comparatively young in his decision making. Gets a bit rash.
He's raw for that position.
Yeah.
And arguably JFK's coming in there, but he's been arguably the most consistent player this season. Can you come, JFK?
I mean, just to all you guys sitting out there and listening, just go and try and see some of the Feyenoord Den Haag game for you yesterday, guys, and then come back on here and you'll see what might happen to Andy Halliday and Barisic and or whoever's playing Katic. And you'll see why we're on a kind of downer about it. We need to get the centre defence so to do. If it's going to be Hollander and Edmondson, then that's so it's going to be. And again, what Albert says, if we've not got a left back, then play with it one. But no, I know what you're saying, Brisbane, but we're at that part of the season when we can't bring MD in because of the rules and that. But when the gaffer needs to start drafting players. You know, he can't be having how he's never dropped Golson, but Manu is beyond me. He's playing Stephen, it's not Stephen Jett, Scotty Arfield. He's two defensive midfielders. I don't know what he's doing there at all. And below trying to say,
not home to Livingston, you know.
Aye, exactly. You know, so it sounds a bit sad that we're all been very critical after winning 3-1, and we deserve to win 3-1. We should have won more than that, you know. But it's going forward. I think we can all see the bigger picture here. Going forward, there's the personnel, the right personnel. If it is the right personnel, then the gaffer's got to pick the right team for it. It's plain and simple.
Can I just ask people who the defensive midfielders were that played on Saturday?
Oh, Arfield was right back next to Davis, right next to the 2 centre halves, particularly in the first half box. They were so deep. There was so much there.
There isn't any of the 3 of them defensive midfielders. Arabo, Arfield and Davis, mate. There's no defensive midfielder there.
All right, I'll change that, Runty. The positions they were taking up in the park were defensive midfield positions. They were that deep.
Yeah.
You were coming in there?
God, right.
Not on you go, Fox.
It's all right.
When you go, Albert?
I think you're right. It's where they're playing, and if it's no them, it's playing there. It's Jack and Kamara and whatever. But I'll tell you another thing I noticed as well. You might not agree with this one, but see when that boy Barker and the boy King come on, they look more class than it was on that park. I'm telling you, right, in my eyes anyway.
Absolutely.
In my eyes, I looked at them and I went, they look players there too. They look like proper players. I was quite impressed with the two. Especially see that boy King, see his runs. I was like, see with a decent midfielder to pick Cam out, by the way, because he was making some smart runs. And I was the wee boy Barker's goal was superb. That's the way you put a ball in the net. I liked that. I was like, that's excellent, son. That's just excellent.
We had three absolutely super goals we scored. And the whole of the Copeland up at one man, absolutely amazing. Brilliant. Three great goals.
Start Duggan, you come, mate. Then Ulster. Sitting patiently.
I mean, again, I'll go back to it, mate. I mentioned it on Saturday. The injury list is starting to pile up now, Oxfordshire. And I mentioned December and Saturday. I mean, you'll probably get the fixtures here again, mate. We have got December is win or lose this league for me, mate, in December with the fixtures we've got, and that team really needs to start performing. Like Bridgeman and JFK is saying, we can't bring MDLs in now, so we really need to get this right as a club, mate, because, I mean, if we manage to get into December with a clean slate, that's amazing, but we've got to get through December for me, mate, or there's no league, and I know that sounds a bit harsh, but just that team for me doesn't get through December, mate. We really need to buck up our ideas because that is such an important month for this club. That's where the league's going to be won and lost for me this year, is that month.
I mean, we also need to get to there without dropping points, you know.
That's what I'm saying, mate. We need to get as clean a slate going into December as possible, and if we manage to do that, that's absolutely superb. But I mean, that's really the way that it's going to be won and lost for me, mate, is December. The fixtures are just mental, aren't they, Ox?
9 games, I think, away to Aberdeen, away to Hibs, away to Celtic, in there.
Came to Kilmarnock, came to Hearts, away to Feyenoord.
Aye. Ulster there, are we overreacting?
Well, we're still getting the wins, aren't we? Bar the game v them. But I can see people's points, you know, if you're looking at it overall, the Kilmarnock game away from home, the first game of the season, we weren't very good, but we fought really well and we got our goal at the end and won the match. The St Mirren game, we were pretty poor, but it was a nice free kick from Barisic. And then maybe in parts of the game against Livingston there, we weren't very good. When still fair game as well, we ended up losing that, but we got the 3 points. So the team isn't playing the best. You know, they played against Midtjylland there in Europe, and they were absolutely fantastic. And we had a good game against Hibs, and we were absolutely fantastic. We should have been more goals up than we were. Unfortunately, Hibs obviously got that goal and they got a man sent off, and we went and finished the game off. But bar that Midtjylland game and the Hibs game, I don't think we've brought our A game, and we're going to need to bring it soon, because when we start to play, you know, away to Easter Road, away to Tynecastle, away to Pittodrie, you know, our performances at the minute aren't going to get us 3 points there. So we're going to have to bring the A game and bring it quick.
We have to well, it's all about points. Points make prizes all better, but we're looking for a wee bit entertainment. It wasn't as if the weather was bad or whatever, you know. We knew how they'd set up.
See, the way I'm looking at it, right, it's all about winning for me. As I keep harping on, I'm a broken record. It's all about winning. But to win, you need to sort your defence out, guys. You really do. Now, if you're going to win ugly and Bridges on about it all the time, 1-0 and all that, I know it's a tongue-in-cheek carry on, but if you're going to be like that, you need to have a solid defence. Now, if you want to play good football, you need to have a solid defence. If you want to win cups, you need to have a solid defence. You want to run in Europe, you need a solid defence. It's just a fact of life, guys. So I'm not talking about drafting people. I'm talking about revamping the whole defence with the players we've got. Forget about bringing anybody in. The players to make us a decent team are already at the club. We've just not got them on the park. That's, in my opinion, that is. We're mincing about with people that are off for them. And I'm not saying they're bad players. They might come back on for them. But we need to do something, because this can't keep going on like this, because that scum, we played that scum, and say what you want, we never laid a glove on them. We just didn't lay a glove on them. And that was the form we brought in for all season, because in my opinion, they haven't been playing it particularly well. But, as I said before, winning Winning football covers up a multitude of cracks, know what I mean? But as soon as you get beat, the cracks are exposed. Everybody starts seeing them.
Mm-hmm. Right, okay. I've got a question which I'm going to ask after the tune, so we'll continue on about Saturday's performance, and I can feel everybody's frustration by the voice of reason. Mr. Fox, he was quietly pleased. I think it was a kind of game you were expecting, Fox, if I'm being honest.
It was. Look, none of these teams below us in that league are that great. But when you meet them for the first time that season, you've got to figure out a way to beat them. And as of now, apart from the Celtic game, we've lost 1 in 15 games this season. So I think we might not look as silky as we did at times towards the end of the season last year, but we'll get there. And Livingston were a wee tougher nut to crack than I thought they'd be, to be honest with you. I thought they'd played most of the cannon fodder at the bottom of the league to gain their points and move into third place. But when you seen them on the park, they were big lumps of boys, mate. Tough tackling, organised. But we found a way to beat them. So I don't see where all the despondency is coming from at all.
I don't think it's so much despondency, to be honest. Maybe disappointment. A bit of disappointment. But at the end of the day, all the guys that were at the game and guys that watched it on the telly, they saw the Rangers coming, and let's say in the last 35 minutes, maybe for the last 40 minutes of that game, we came a lot better. We scored 3 cracking goals. We made a whole load of other chances. And I thought we finished the game really well. Very, very poor for us. Very poor in the first half. Didn't do too much. We made maybe we made more chances in the first half, but never took them. That's what I mean.
All right, I'm going to put it out there then. I'm going to put it out there. I know, and I'm going to take this to Stardug and JFK, and I'm going to call the two of you out on it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. I love, because you play for Liverpool under 21s or under 23s, there's still a big step up. Playing for the Rangers first team, and the boy Ojo's like playing with 10 men.
I agree. I'll take back what I said about Ojo. I thought Ojo was going to be a star.
He still could be, JFK.
He still could be, but we need him to be a star now. And I agree with what Fox is saying. We need him to be a star now. I mean, I'm not disappointed. I think we're right to dissect the game. You know, we're not. I mean,
do you think the dissections came for the last week, 2 weeks ago as well, which has made it?
Well, the last 2 performances have been poor, very poor. I think that's what it's came for. You know, I won a defeat, and Fox is 100% right. I mean, 1 defeat in 15 is absolutely fantastic. But I think it's a manner of the defeat against the Puddle Drinkers, and in the manner that we won there, we're looking for more, you know. And if he put all his eggs in one basket for Ryan Kent, then he was wrong to do that. If there was a chance that he wouldn't see out the game, but we don't know. These type of injuries can happen any time. But to answer your question, yeah, I think it could be a star, but I was bumming him up big style at the start of the season, so that's come back and egg in my face here, sort of.
Well, I think we've been joined by Mark, who's been in the call a couple of times. You okay, Mark?
Hey, boys, aye.
You're quite quiet, mate.
Sorry?
Oh, that's better. Carry on.
I just echoed, obviously, what I spoke about Saturday, before the game and after the game. Boys are pretty unhappy, obviously, with the performance and having oversettled over the weekend and, you know, looked at the game again. You know, boys have said the defence last season Saturday were absolutely shocking, and I say this is probably the best chance they've got to sink Helander in, because now they can drop any one of two goals, and Katic can drop out any one of them.
Can he drop Katic? There's no way he can drop Katic. I would boycott games if he dropped Katic. Katic he'd be one of the first names in my team sheet. I'd hold off myself to the gates and everything. I'm telling you. Big Nico to stay.
Why is that?
Because I love him.
I know you love him, but why would you do that?
There you go, Nico. If you're out there, I love you.
Do you agree with the mental health agency?
Do you think he played well on Saturday?
I don't think I think Goldson had a worst game, and he was one of the first names in my team sheet, mate.
But right. You told me Ojo was going to be a star, mate.
Listen, do you know what? I'm not going to say. I'm not going to go back to my word, because I'm not like that, mate. I'm not going to go back to my word. I'm going to stick with the guy, mate. As long as he keeps playing in that team, give me to December, and then I'll make my mind up.
All right, okay. All I'm saying is, I think that teams have watched him. He can strike a ball. I think anybody that's seen him, he's got pace. But when he plays on the outside right, it's a one trick all the time. And he's trying to cut
I understand that. I understand that, mate. But in the words of Big Marvin, keep believing.
All right, I'll give you that one, mate. I'll give you that one. He's done me there, Ulster, hasn't he? He's done me.
Can I come in?
You can't, Bridge. There's 9 people on the call.
All right, hurry up, man.
I think that one of the problems for Ojo is, as well, is obviously Candeias not being there. He decided he didn't want to stick around because he probably wasn't going to play just as many games. But if Candeias was still in our squad, you wouldn't see Ojo playing just as much. And he is a young player, and it's a lot of pressure. But the situation is we have nobody else really to cover that position, so that's why you're seeing him playing as many games as he is. But I think he'll come good. Just give him a bit of time. But unfortunately, we haven't got time. But we've nobody else to play in that position. We've seen against Celtic what happens when we don't play wingers. We got annihilated in the midfield, so I don't know what we're going to do. But we need him to come good as quick as possible. But
that's a strange thing, Ulster, isn't it? At the beginning of the season, we bought all these wingers. We had wingers for Africa. And we're doing to the bare bones. You're going, yeah,
that's the truth.
Yeah.
Can I just say then, Ox, here? Oops. Ox, can I just say, look, I don't think we were that bad overall on Saturday, but we really need to, a couple of positions we really smarten up on. And the guys that have got the positions, the ones that got caught a couple of times and they know who they are, they need to be a bit more careful and a bit more conscious of the space around about them. Other than that, it was a fantastic victory for me. It was a great victory on Saturday, 3-1 against a team that scored a penalty against us, and it was a surprise. Nobody at Ibrox expected anything like that to happen, to be honest. But they had a couple of shots at their goal, made the goalkeeper make a couple of saves, and that's more than a lot of teams do at Ibrox, and that's the truth. So for me, happy. 3-1, didn't want the one, but 3-1, 3 great goals by us. Well made, well finished, marvellous.
I suppose the problem for you is that's entertaining football for you.
It was as well in the last 40 minutes. I just told you, everybody, very exciting game for us because we needed to do it.
Talking about excitement, get yourself a mute and we're going to have a tune.
Stardog, just to back you up on Ojo there. I was correct on
Saturday. Get yourself a mute, Mark. We're going to have a tune, mate.
Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. Football is the game that we play all over the world. Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. We can show the world how to play, for we are Rangers, okay. Won't you come and cheer us? Help the boys along. White and blue, coming through with a song. Oh, Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. Football is the game that we play all over the world. Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. We can show the world how to play, for we are Rangers, okay. We'll be there to do it. Do it if we can. we're on our way. Football is the game that we play all over the world. Rangers, Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. We can show the world how to play, for we are Rangers, okay.
Well, enjoy that one.
Rangers, Rangers, Wheezy, okay. Brilliant, love it.
All right, Mark, you were coming in with a point there, mate. In you come.
Just a sort of echo what you're saying. I was looking at his stats earlier on, Ojo's, and he's got 5 assists and 4 goals so far. It doesn't look like too bad.
When were they, mate? When were they? Because he did start off okay, and a couple of goals maybe against the Josephs, etc. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it's where he started. It's obviously he was qualified up to present. It doesn't look that bad on paper. So does it. I've been critical of him. You know, I called him lazy Saturday in the show. I think I was being kind calling him lazy.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I hope the boy comes out and tears it up and proves he's all right. I mean, he played okay against Midtjylland at home. I think the last time he scored a goal there. Did he make one? He might have made one against the Josephs.
He did, Ox. That night, him and Alfie were brilliant.
They played well, but if you think Kilmarnock, I don't know if he was involved. St Mirren, he wasn't on the part, I don't think. The Celtic game, he came on as sub, was non-existent. In the league games.
Did he score against Hibs?
We did beat them easy. So he might have been involved that day.
How many goals and assists did he get that day, though?
He had an assist. And I thought he set up well. A lovely flick for Alfredo, and he made the goal and rolled it on to the boy Barker. He's got to get an assist for that for the second goal, but because you get an assist, it doesn't mean you played well. In my opinion, Albert, then Ulster.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong, the boy's got something about him. I'm not saying he's no, but he's too slow in thought to me at the moment. That he might speed up with that once he gets used to the league. But at the moment, he's an empty jersey. He really is an empty jersey. There's nothing away from it. But I'm hoping. I'm not writing him off. I'm like Sardog, I'm not writing him off. I think the boy will come good. But it's a long, long, long way to go yet. And he needs to get his attitude changed. I think what the boy needs is a boot up the ring with Gerrard, because he keeps talking about Liverpool and he's going to go down there and try to get. No, you need to get in the Rangers team, and you need to start playing well for the Rangers before you even talk about down there. Because if you just want to talk about Liverpool, away back down to Liverpool now, and let's get a boy in who wants to play for Rangers.
Good comment, Ulster.
Yeah, well, he is young, isn't he? So, but the problem is, at Rangers and the demands that we have, we just expect a lot more. And probably because Kent was so good last season on loan from the same team, we're maybe expecting something similar. And so far, we're not getting it. I think he needs to try and stop cutting in his left and trying that same shot. It worked a couple of times at the start of the season, lovely goals, but I think defenders have started catching on to that now. So I'd like to see him maybe try and take players on a wee bit more. And see if he can do that. And I'm sure with his pace, if he tries to do things like that, it'll work for him. But it's just having the guts to try and do these things and try something different. And at the minute, he's maybe doing the easy passes when he should be really trying to grab the game by the scruff of the neck and take players on and take the game to these defences. But it'll take time for him. That's just the way it is. He's young. But we just don't have that time at Ibrox, and the fans won't let him away with it. So he's going to have to try and do something different. I don't know if they'll play maybe Greg Stewart a few games out there. Is he good enough at that position to play it wide? That's what I'm saying. So, he's not even, even when there's been a few games where Ojo's been has been knackered and you've seen that he's been fatigued, we haven't actually took him off the pitch. I've seen that a few games in the away games. So he obviously doesn't fancy Greg Stewart in that position, unfortunately. So it seems like it's Ojo or nobody out there.
All right, so look, I don't want to make it about Ojo, Andy Halliday, or the centre halves. I mean, we're only talking about the game on Sunday. Saturday, everybody sees it slightly different. It's only people's opinions. Actually, it means nothing, but I'll put this one out. Well, I've got to be happy, as Brisbane said, the way we responded, and that's fair play to the team when we lost the penalty, but only got 3 goals. I thought we started pretty slow and pretty flat. Fox sees it slightly different. Again, 2 people watch the same game, see it slightly different. But I think the flatness in that, I put that down in the management team. There's one guy we've no mentioned today, Stephen Gerrard, MBE. So let's hear what he thinks, and then we'll discuss his setup and his tactics after they hear from your manager, Stephen Gerrard, MBE.
Well, I think it was the game we expected from Livingston. We knew they were going to come really organised, well drilled, difficult to play against, and they were going to set us a challenge. First half, we couldn't really find the answers. We had a lot of half chances, but we needed one of them to go in for us to change the game and the outlook of the game. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. And then second half, we can see the penalty, so the job became even more difficult. But I think the penalty instance certainly provoked us into our best, and then from the 51st minute I thought we were excellent, really looked dangerous every time we went forward, a couple of really good set pieces, and I think over the course of the 90 minutes we deserved our win.
Any complaints at all over the penalty?
No, it was a penalty. We'd certainly expect that if it was on the other foot. I think there was a slight little graze of the ball, but it's a foul.
I guess Scotty giving it away, though, he showed great character to really get up and drive the team on from there.
Well, that's why we want Scotty here. That's why we brought him here. Not just the player, the character, the man. It's not like him to really make mistakes like that. But you always know he's going to bounce back. And today again, he put in a decent performance.
Ryan Kent obviously having to go off in the first half. How's he?
Yeah, he's got a hamstring. We'll look at that over the coming days and see how bad it is. Hopefully, it's not as bad as we. Hopefully, it's okay. And it's not a really serious one, but we'll know in a couple of days. It's a blow for us. We wanted it to be all about Ryan today, but it wasn't to be. But we've got enough bodies and enough talent to cope without him.
You brought Brandon Barker on to replace him, and he had a fantastic impact, grabbing his first goal.
Yeah, the plan was always for Ryan to go 60 and Brandon to go 30. And I put it on all my match winners at half time and said, go and win us a football match. And I thought Brandon played really well, took his goal really, really well. That'll do his confidence good, and hopefully he can build on that.
On then to Thursday, going to be some night in here on Thursday. I'm sure you look forward to it already.
Yeah, and I think we all deserve that. If you go back to St Joseph's and Progress and Midtjylland and Warsaw, it was a really tough games and tough journey to get to Thursday night. So the players deserve the opportunity, the fans do, and I'll be delighted to stand on the side. But it's a game we want to win. I'll make some changes for the game, but not necessarily to weaken the team, just to freshen it up and shake it up. And we'll put a good team out to try and win the game. But everyone's looking forward to it.
All right, thanks for that, Fox. It was the kind of game we expected. So should we have been set up differently? Just for conversation. GFK.
Of course we should have been set up far different from what we did. I think he put too much. I didn't hear the interview, but it was Stardog that said at the start of the show. I think he's put too much emphasis on Ryan Kent. And that was wrong for him to do that. He's planning to give him 60 and Brandon 30, but when he mentioned it was all about Ryan, it's not all about Ryan, it's all about the 11 on the park and the 49,000 he's sitting to be entertained. So again, he's made a boo-boo. He should never have said that. I was disappointed now that I've heard that. He should have been strong enough to make the decisions of who he should have dropped. But it's a win. No, we're sitting here and it's a win, but we won the game. And I agree with what Fox said. They put themselves a bit, and I said that on Friday. But I'm disappointed with what I heard there, Fox. Here. I didn't realise he'd actually said that it was all about Ryan Kent. So it's not about Ryan Kent. It's about Glasgow Rangers. So I was disappointed. But he should have maybe set it up a bit better. And get back to if he's not got a good left back, then don't play one. So he maybe shouldn't have played Andy Halliday at all at left back.
All right. Maybe just his words. You could have thought his words a wee bit differently at JFK. Yeah?
Possibly, definitely, yeah.
Because it is live and all that. Maybe he meant, and I'm not sticking up for him because we heard what he said. Maybe he meant it was always going to be people would be putting Brian under the microscope, watching him and that. But you're spot on. It's all about the team, not about individuals.
Yeah.
Big Ulster.
I'm trying not to read too much into that comment because I think it was more to do with obviously just the fans were wanting, a lot of the fans were wanting them and asking the gaffer to have them, etc. And and he finally got the move he wanted. I don't think he actually meant that it was all about him, but as doesn't just come across too good. I can understand why some people taking it that way, But I don't think it really meant it probably the way it came across. But you probably look on that and maybe think he hadn't exactly said those words the way he said it. Could have said it more different. But no, well, as he said himself, he knew how they were going to play. He knew how they were going to set up at Ibrox, and maybe we should have set up a wee bit differently. There's no real need, in my opinion, to have two players in the midfield sitting so far back against a team that's going to, camp themselves in their own half. We should have had I would have had Kamara, Aribo, probably playing at the start and pushing more. But unfortunately, you had Artfield sitting in a position, as you say yourself, Ox, and more beside Davison along the fence. So I don't understand why we done that, but he did, and that's just the way it is. I think the best thing I can take out of his comments is the fact that he's going to freshen things up. And I think on Thursday you'll see maybe a couple of changes that we aren't expecting. But it'll be interesting to see what happens, though.
Mark, can you come, mate?
Listen, on show on Friday night, guys, you asked the question, Ox, if Ryan Kent, is available, would you pick him? I say he's aye. I think a few other guys said aye as well. I think if you go to Ibrox on Saturday, you never got to see him, whether it be the first half or the second half. I think people would be disappointed. We paid $7.5 million for the boy, and I don't think Gerrard meant it's all about Ryan Kent. I don't think he means it that way. I'm not sure. I'm thinking like probably was the main target of summer. He was £7.5 million, and he played him. Maybe I think it was Fox said on Friday night, maybe the second half, last half hour he'd have given him. In hindsight, it's probably one of the better ideas now that he played him. He's got a hamstring injury. I said to him Saturday in the show, I don't know if I was a text me saying he was holding it, he's an ice pack on his hamstring. So it seemed to be out for 6 to 8 weeks. And then we're just going to get on with it with him. That's us. That's what Jack called him the other day, my talisman, if you like. I just hope we don't miss him too much.
The thing about it is, mate, if he wasn't 100% fit, he's no superhuman.
No, definitely. I think we spoke about match fitness. He did say Gerrard he was fit, but there's fit, right, and then there's match fitness, as in game legs, and games in your legs. And he obviously never had that. So the first few wee spins and first few runs up that side, he's obviously felt it earlier on, and that's why he's maybe said to him, he's running, can he come off? And it's a horrible injury. It's 6 to 8 weeks you're losing him for.
Depending on what he's done. You can just tweak it, and it can be a minor tear, or it can be a full hammy, which you're right, is 6 to 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Did anybody else notice Tavernier pulling up and holding his hamstring last 5 minutes of the game?
He get knocked, mate. He get knocked to the guy behind him, caught him in the
I thought it was his Achilles.
They stood in his heel, didn't they? On the back of his Achilles heel.
Never get spoken to either. Never get spoken to.
Dirty.
No, guys, the injuries are adding up, mate. I mean, Ox said it before the season starts. Injuries will come in that naturally, suspensions and things like that, but the injuries are piling up fucking fast, and we're a couple of injuries away from being a wee spot of bother, mate. If we lost Tavernier and Davis and maybe somebody for up front, I mean, what do you do? Do you know what I mean? I'm excited to see Brandon Barker now. He's going to get his chance. I was always excited to see him. I actually didn't think we were bringing him because the Ryan Kent deal was dead in the water. So I'm excited to see him, mate. But I mean, the injury list is getting pretty stacked now.
Guys, has Gerrard ever changed has Gerrard ever changed from a 4-3-3? Because we're talking about other formation the other on. JFK says, I was at Bridge, mentioned 3 at the back. Has Gerrard ever changed anything but a 4-3-3? Can we play any other formation?
Well, we went to 3-5-2 at Fir Park at the start of last season. That didn't go well. You can't just do it as a one half. You've also got to be able to do it maybe during the game all better.
Aye. That's right, you've got to be flexible, no? I mean, you've got to change to what's in front of you. And for Gerrard's interview, I think the guy's just getting fed up with these stupid same questions about the same stupid same teams. I mean, he's asking about Livingston. I mean, I know Fox says we need to work them out, but since we come out of the Premiership, I can tell you everything, and we all can be at every single team how they're going to play against us. It doesn't take any working out. We all know what they're going to do. And I think Gerrard's saying, when he gets asked these questions, he's struggling in his head to come up with anything fresh and original to say it about it. What do you say? We know what they're going to do. Well, that's all you can say, because we do know what they're going to do. And for Ken, I don't think he meant that the way it came out. That was the way he meant. I think he was doing I think he would come out and try to say the fans were looking forward to seeing Kent, so he wasn't going to disappoint the fans. I think that's what he meant. He didn't mean that the whole day was about Ryan Kent. He doesn't do that. That's no Gerrard style. But I feel sorry for the guy, because same old questions, same old teams, same old setup. You go, what can you say? You can be original 1 or 2 times, but if they're the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th time, it comes a bit boring, a bit repetitive.
Good point, Albert. Good point.
Aye, yeah. And you come, Doug?
I just think, when we looked at that team on Saturday, I honestly thought he was going to go with a 4-2-3-1, because I thought it was maybe only Davis who was going to leave sitting back, or he would have went with Aribo and Davis as centre mids and pushed Arfield up in the number 10 role with Ojo on the right and Kent on the left. But I mean, it didn't happen that way for us, mate. As you said, Arfield was pretty deep. So he was a lot in the game. He was deep, and for me, that isn't his position. I think if you go to play him in the right channel, or you go to play him as a number 10, I think that's where he's made effective. But the injury list, mate, is concerning. I know I keep going on about it, but the injury list is concerning, because we are only a couple of injuries away from being in a wee bit of trouble, in my opinion. He has to change how they do it for Barisic. I think we all know that's going to happen on Thursday. But apart from Kamara maybe coming in, I mean, who can we bring in that's going to make a difference in that team, honestly?
Well, you've got to remember, Sir Doug, we can take 15 injuries and still have 20 players left. I mean,
I know that, but the quality's not there, Albert. The quality isn't there, maybe outside 14, 15 players for me.
I don't know.
Doug, there's a loose connection you've got, mate. It's coming through as well. You might not hear it, mate. Just see if I don't know what you're using, but
I'll hang up, come back.
No, you don't need. No, you're all right there. You're all right there. Right, okay. Fox, are we overreacting?
Nothing better for Rangers supporters today than we overreact. I think we're going well enough. I don't know what all the panic's about. We've got some injuries, but we've got plenty of cover in most positions. I don't see any problems. We also need to take into account that the players never pushed at the end of the game, because they've got a big game coming up on Thursday. The game was 1 once we went 2-1 up, never mind 3-1. And I think, looking forward to Thursday, I think we'll see the real Rangers then.
Well, you've been right in everything else this season, mate. You've shown them all.
No.
I'm trying to bump you up here, Fox.
Don't bother. No worth it, mate.
Just quickly, just wanted a scene there. Jim Jeffries took a serious heart attack, so he's in the hospital. But he actually stopped breathing on the way in the ambulance, but they revived him again. So he's in a bad situation at the minute. So thoughts with Jim?
Not a good age, yeah. About 70, you think?
Just a young thing.
Just a boy.
68.
Oh, right, he is, Right, okay. Whatever. All right.
Are we overreacting?
Aye, that's one that we cast. Bridgman and then JFK.
I don't think we're really overreacting. We on this radio station like to give our critique of what we saw at the weekend. I think we've been very good and fair because what we're getting, everybody's saying what they saw. We hope that there are only hiccups or bumps in the road or whatever they want to call it, and we get on with it. There are, as Alberg quite rightly said as well, we've got a lot of players in our squad, so the manager needs to iron it out and take people and rest them if he thinks they're needed. All the things that good management and coaches will do because they need to use up the squad without, shall we say, causing any more damage to the team. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm at home, come home happy. Our team with a really good 3-1 win against a really tough opposition. And as Fox said earlier, really, they're not going to get much tougher in this league than that mob. They were really tough. So we're playing them in the Betfred Cup or something. We're playing them the semi-finals, quarter-finals or something. Livingston up there. So we can draw against them.
Away from home.
Yeah, so we're going to play. I think we're going to play them twice in 3 weeks or something. Both at Livingston, something like that. Anyway, that's what I can say. I'm happy, very very happy, and I don't think anybody on here has been, shall we say, overreacting. I don't think so. I think we're all quite calm, to be honest. We give our opinion, and I think we're a really, shall we say, a really good going Rangers radio station, because that's what we talk about, Rangers. We don't kill our team.
And you come, JFK?
I think partly we're overreacting, but I don't think it's. I think it's a good thing because we're disappointed. Like the rest of the guys, even when Livingston scored the penalty, I still couldn't see us losing the game. I was confident enough that my team would win, but I'm just disappointed in some of the especially the discipline of the back four. I'm disappointed at, and I think the reason I'm disappointed it's the bigger games to come next year that concerns me, and I'm hoping that the Foxman's right there, that you'll see the real Rangers on Thursday, but that's the reaction you got from me because I'm disappointed in the way the team played, although we won, and we should have won 4 or 5 easy, but I just feel that if that had been maybe against somebody else, like maybe the Sheep. Look how we performed. We don't want to keep bringing up the puddle drinkers game, but it's my disappointment about that. I know, and we're critical about players, but I think we've got a right to be critical about players because, they've been brought to the greatest football club in the world and they should be able to perform. And if players like Andy Halliday is what we're going to persevere with, I'm sorry, it's no good to us. He's got to bring in somebody better. And if it's Barisic, play Barisic. And if he's got to drop Goldson, he's got to drop Goldson. And I'm not going to portray my undying love for Ojo the way that Stardog did for Katic, but if Ojo needs drop him. No, it's for the team.
You glue yourself to the gates. I'll help you.
I've got some super glue here.
Anybody else fancy giving us a hand?
You think I'm joking?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll need to film that. No, but to finish my point, I think I've been partly overcritical. It's just it's a disappointment of way we played, even though we won. I want my team to go and I know they can't go there every Saturday and Sunday or whatever midweek and perform like world beaters, but I want them to perform better than that. And up against a better team, they might be found wanting Oxshire. That's where my disappointment's coming from, mate. That's where
And you come up.
Just on the communication there. You're worried about other people in the Premier League. I had a wee look. Well, I've been since we drew Fanel and the other teams in the group section there. I had a wee look at some of the teams we're going to be playing. And finally they'll get 5 players that I think are very, very dangerous and are very good quality. I don't know if any remember Leroy Fair, the Dutch
Mark, can I ask you to hold that, mate? Because we're going to be talking about that tomorrow night and Wednesday
night.
Right, yeah?
Cool.
Yeah, you're welcome to come on and lead the show if you want.
Because Stardug will be at the gate, so he'll be otherwise occupied.
Has anybody, I've just been PM'd, has anybody got a steamer? They're going to take it so we can free Stardug for the gates.
The European correspondent James will be raging with Mark, I tell you.
I've got an old bucket of rotten tomatoes. He's interesting.
We can throw them at Stardug, is that what you're meaning?
Well, I just said I've got tomatoes.
In my day, my day, a steamer meant something different.
Hey, you behave yourself.
Good, did I?
Shocker.
Right, my disappointment is Saturday. I'll tell you mine. I'll tell you my disappointment. Right, I'm walking down to the game, and I'm thinking the Scum are struggling. They're getting beat. They're winning 1-0, but they're getting beat. So I'm starting to think, hold on a minute. Now's a chance. Now, these chances don't come up a lot in the season. You know what I mean? That they're playing first, and we have to come on next. So I'm walking down to the game, going right. They've won 1-0 now, and they've struggled to win 1-0. My criteria for the day is get the 3 points and score a few goals. So that's my starting point to watch a game. Then we go a 1 goal down. Now, 2 is a game and a half to score at Ibrox. I mean, that was that Scum game, and then the first half of that Livingston before we actually scored. So, I mean, they've got to score first before we score. And I went, oh, hold on a minute. That wasn't a remit here in my head. That's what I was disappointed. Then I'm looking at the parts of the team that's disappointing me. Then you look at the defence and blah, blah, and so you go in. So that's where my disappointment comes from. It's not the team's playing bad or we're not doing this, we're not doing that. I'm looking at the situation we find ourselves in Saturday. Saturday was a great time to get the 3 points and bang a few goals in, which brings the goal difference down, which helps in the long run to win the league. If it goes to that, that's what's all going through my head. And then you sit there and watch that performance and you're going, this is mince. How are you not thinking what I'm thinking? Are you going for a league? Are you not going for a league? Your performance does they tell me you're going for a league. You've got Ojo running about there thinking about Liverpool. You've got Ryan Jack going there just want to wave to the crowd. Ryan Kent would want to wave to the crowd. You've got Wee Morelos playing up himself. You've got a defence that's arguing with each other. You've got Halliday having a nightmare. So you're sitting going, and if it wasn't for Alan McGregor, like you guys, let's be honest with us, Alan McGregor had a good game on Saturday. Alan McGregor saved us on Saturday. He saved us. Because they pulled off one brilliant save. It didn't look much, but seeing you see it on the telly, it's a brilliant save because the ball came through bodies.
Couldn't see it.
He didn't see it, and he got his horn down right away. And I says to the guy next to him, that's an absolute brilliant save. And he went, aye. And I went, aye, I don't think it's underestimated that save. Plus, they got a goal chopped after they shouldn't have chopped after. It hit the bar. They were ragdolling us, and I'm going, this game could have went pear-shaped quite quickly, by the way. Credit to us. We come into the game later on and started pushing them back again and started playing a bit better. But in my head, I'm saying to myself, there's a golden opportunity to close the gap, get the 3 points, plus get the goal difference back. To be there. And that's why the last 10, 15 minutes was so disappointing.
Only one goal.
Go for goals.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's how I think again. I don't know how you think again, but when I sit down, I set myself a wee agenda at what happened in this game today, what I want. I thought the 3 points is a must. That's just a must.
Can I come in there, sir?
On you go, mate.
I was going to say that I was mightily impressed with that young boy Barker. He came on, and I think he's younger than Ryan Kent, believe it or not, that boy Barker. And I was mightily impressed with him. I thought he played really well. Over and above getting his goal. His goal was a fantastic goal, absolutely brilliant. Great run by Ojo from the right wing, ended up in the inside left position, pushed the ball through, beautiful ball, and he sort of sidestepped into the right and leathered it, smashed it. And that just to me, that just made the whole day even better than it had been. Because coming back for what I thought we would never get back from the way we were playing, that we thought that's a killer getting away a penalty. And the whole Ibrox thought the same thing as well. But we came back and done business. And Morelos' header was tremendous as well. Really, really good. And I don't know how to To be honest, I don't know how. What do you call him? Oh God, Tavernier managed to get that ball in the net. I just don't know. But
it was
tremendous
a
stuff.
foot, mate. He didn't mean it. It was a cross that everybody missed.
You think so? Same as Celtic, wasn't it? That was the same as the Celtic one, wasn't it?
Aye, come on, let's be honest. It was a cross that everybody missed. In fact,
Yeah.
the first time I seen it, I thought Aribo would got a touch.
Actually, I think I thought I read somewhere on Follow Today that our, I would say, what do you call it, sports
Don't
team.
mention them, Bridge. You'll just get yourself upset.
No,
Skip
I
over
thought
it.
I
Let
heard
it
them
go.
saying it wasn't a goal.
Let it
It should have been
go. Let it go.
offside.
Let it go, Bridge.
That was it. But boy Barker, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. If he plays well the next couple of games, you give himself a chance to get into your team. That's for sure. Brilliant.
Oh,
It was a direct free kick. The referee, you don't see the signal with the referee. Tavernier asked the referee. It's a direct free kick, so he can make his choice whether to try and put it in the net or cross it. So it was a cross, and nobody touched it. The ball went straight in the net. So no matter.
But that's the football intelligence, Jimmy. He's taking one against Celtic and that one there. He's keeping the ball within the confines of the goal. So if everybody misses it, it's a shot on target. So it's clever. It's clever football.
Of course it is. Of course it is, mate. You're 100%. So that was a good goal. Good goal.
Simple. All right. Ryan Jack. In you come, mate.
No, just I want to ask the boys something. I just find for starting, I find Rangers have got to be, it's like one of Steven Gerrard's words, provoke. Like, if you get started, we're going to go a goal down, which is most of our usual happens. A goal down, and then the teams in top of us are like doing the usual sitting in and saying come and play us in. I just find once you seem to go behind, you seem to play better after that. Why is that? Why do when guys are leaving that dressing room and still in that jersey? Why are they not up for it? They talk about tempo and pace of the game. Why are these guys not up for it when they're still in that jersey and keeping that dressing room? It's just a game my head in for a while.
Well, we're not starting well, and I'm putting that down. That's the coaching staff's job. We'll go down the panel bit. Ulster, then JFK.
Oh, sorry. I was mumbling a wee bit there. I couldn't really hear you too well. You asked the question, why does it take us to go a goal down?
Basically, aye.
Well, I think, how many times have we been a goal down this season? I think we've been down, haven't we, against them, and then against Livingston the weekend. So that's only the two, really, to be fair. But I get his point, though. We only really did seem to play after that. It seemed to be, we're in a match here. We're going to have to, start performing. That is frustrating. But I think in the main, we haven't really went down a goal. We've played really well in Europe. I think it's more frustrating for people. I don't think we're getting carried away. I just think we're more frustrated that we know that the players that we have are much better than what they're showing us. And why they aren't showing us it, I do not know. Is it to do with formation? Is it to do with confidence? I can't understand, because I think we all agree that we'll probably turn it on Thursday night here, and I think we'll be fantastic. There's no doubt in my mind, because we seem to turn up for the European games. But we need to try and, it doesn't matter if you're playing Feyenoord in a big match in Europe or if you're playing Livingston at home at Ibrox in the league. You have to perform at the same levels every single game if you want to win the titles. And for some reason, some of our players seem to be turning up in certain games and thinking just to, just turn up and you'll beat these teams. And we've seen last season that isn't always the case. So I think that's where a wee bit of the frustrations lie. But it is still early in the season and we will get better. There's no doubt about it. Them across the city aren't playing too great either at the minute. We've seen them struggling, like the Dunfermline, etc. in the Cup. So, they'll drop points, but we need to keep trying to get the wins. And we're playing poorly at times, but we're still getting the points, which is good. But that won't always carry us through. So we need to see performances going up, especially in the league.
JFK.
Yeah, was the Livingston game, the Puddle Drinkers game, no, the first game so far this season that we've actually been behind, isn't it? And the Livingston game.
Yes. Correct.
So I mean, we've not been in that position before. But we look lost in both games until obviously in the Livingston game we get one act together. Look, to me, it's simple, and I mean the players need to carry out the instructions of the manager, and if they're not doing that, then he's got obviously he's got to sort it, pull them off, or change of formation, as you said earlier on, Oxford. He's got to be able to change the formation of the team, the way the team plays game in the game. It's no use saying I'm going to change it after the game's finished because that didn't work. He's got to be able to be a man and stand up and say I'm going to change it. If it means some games he's going to have to revert to a back three or whatever, or go two up front right away, he's got to do that. Don't be feared of bringing a player like Defoe and play him alongside Fred. We're looking for him to do that. So he's got to change it for the best of the team. It's kind of just, the last two games we just seem to be kind of like three wheels on my wagon sort of thing. We're kind of applauding away a wee bit. And we don't want to see that. As I said before, I mean, that's 5 games gone, 33 to go. Early days, but it's only because of the way some or most of the team performed and he even won. So he's got to be able to change it and change it for the better. And I agree with what Ulster says about, I mean, Thursday night should be a better game, but then we'll not talk about it till tomorrow night, but we'll need to be really up for this on Thursday. For what I've shown in the last...
It's another step up in class, mate.
It's more than a step up, mate. So I think that's what my disappointment comes from. He's got to change it and change it for the benefit of the team. No, just for the sake of saying, I'm bringing Ryan Kent in and playing him. Okay, as I said before, that injury could have happened any time, but I think he made a big mistake. And I disagree with Fox on Friday night. The wise man said, don't start him, and he was right. So I've taken my hat out to him for that.
All right, come in, Fox. Fox, you were pointing out last season, one of the things that concerned you was good half, bad half, good half.
Aye. Well, we have been a wee bit like that this season as well. And by the way, when I mentioned that on Friday night, I wasn't talking about Ryan Kent getting injured. I just thought that he might have brought him on for a wee run out just to get him back into the swing of things and be ready for Thursday. So, no credit where name's due, mate.
No, I know, I'm not talking about the injury, but I'm talking about, obviously that goes along with it because you're saying bed him in. Maybe he hadn't been ready to be just be fired right in right away, Fox. And that's, that was probably right. The injury can happen anytime, we all know that, but maybe he just wasn't ready to go in there right away. Maybe bring him on second half or whatever. But it's done now. So, but he needs to go forward with that and see what person. Well, we've still got good personnel left. We all know that. But they've got to perform to their best because their best is needed soon.
I mean, we can all remember good Rangers sides in years gone back where they never played well every game either. Yeah. So this game will be forgot about and we march on to Thursday. But it was a good win at the end up. So I was quite pleased when I went home,
Foxy, do you think it's possible that we're inadvertently putting pressure on the players, or the players are feeling pressure? They probably should always feel pressure, but this maybe too much pressure, and they're not reacting and it's taken them a while to get used to the pressure, and then all of a sudden they're reacting. I don't know really what to say about it. I just think that's the feeling I get, that the players they're under pressure, and the start of the game, it doesn't come out right. As Oxia said, it looks as if they started quite slowly for them. When you compare that to after they scored the goal that got the penalty and scored, we started putting our sort of, pedal to the metal, We started playing at pace and getting good balls in. And I thought it was a big difference. Miracle was tremendous. So, somewhere in between, we need to, I don't know whether we're putting pressure on, if we leave them alone, whatever it be, because I dare say you can hear it You know, when they make a bad pass or something, I went, geez, there's away again. I'm obviously like myself, a shooting ball, everybody, so.
I don't think it's pressure on them, Bridget. As I said earlier on, we're playing these teams for the first time this season, and it takes a bit of working out how you're going to beat them. And
it does indeed, yeah.
And you've got to also give some credit to these teams. Although we hate the 10 men behind the ball, they come here, come to Ibrox, they're disciplined. They put in crunching tackles, they win the ball. And then it's usually direct football for there, especially on Saturday. Big long balls into the box. At no time did Livingston outstrip us. We lost a goal through a penalty kick.
Yeah.
And the other dangers that came to our goal came from set pieces. So all in all, I mean, I think we're disappointed because A, Ryan Kent got injured, and B, we went 1-0 down. But after the event at 90 minutes, mate, we're 3-1 winners. How can we complain?
Well worthy 3-1 winners too. Well worthy.
And considering you took 1-0 every game, that must have been like a goldfish.
It was heaven. It was heaven, I'm trying to tell you.
I think it's the expectation, guys. See, the expectation level of us, I think sometimes maybe we expect too much too soon.
You're spot on, mate. You're spot on.
I'm just, as I said in the show on Saturday as well, I says about, come Thursday, other teams, better teams that come to Ibrox, see we play more expansive football. If you look at it through the Europe so far, that's where our best games have been, because teams don't put 10 men behind us. They have a go at us and we have a go at it, so the game's more open. So I think you look at them performance and you look at league performance and it's frustrating and it's probably got boring and horrible to watch. I think we're just expectation level is high for Rangers fans, and so they should be, because the guys are on good money now. My captain jumps about in a Lamborghini. Come on.
Did we miss Ryan Jack? Did that cross anybody's mind? Was he missed?
Badly.
Yeah, I think so.
You as well, JFK. What about you, Ulster? And then Albert.
Yeah, he was missed, but still, if you want to win league title, you can't lose one player and then everything go sour for you. You need other players to step up. I think we just need to, trying to think even what way to put it. I don't know what it is that's wrong with the players at the minute, because we had Ryan Jack on our team against Celtic, and we were dire as well. Let's be honest. So but I don't think it was just the one player. He was missed, but he shouldn't have been missed. Really, is what I'm trying to say, because the players do have the quality there, and just at the minute, I don't know what it is. There's a wee bit of a sticky patch for us. We're just not playing our A game, but we've still got the 3 points. That's the positive to look at it. And Fox is right. Looking at the positive is, yes, we went a goal down. Yes, we were frustrated, but we came out 3-1 winners. But I think everything will be fine. I think the team will start getting it together, and I think we'll start getting stronger. But at the minute, we're just a wee bit frustrated because it's not happening. But Jack was missed. There's no doubt about it. But in my opinion, he probably shouldn't have been, because there's players there in our team that are quality enough to put on a performance. But just yesterday, unfortunately, it just didn't put on the A game, but it was still enough to win.
Also, what was wrong with Kamara?
It's on the bench, mate.
I know, but why was he not playing? Just resting?
I think he's resting.
We'll phone Stevie and he'll let us know.
I think that's to do with Evans obviously playing for their national sides. Yeah. And he's obviously believed that he had enough in the team and the 11, available to go and beat that team, which did happen.
Proved right. It was proved right. It had enough in it to do it, didn't it?
Didn't you come over?
What was the Ryan Jack one? I'm not sure we missed him at all. Probably, I hate to say it, attacking wise, no, we didn't miss him, but because I don't think he gives you enough to attack anyway. But defensively, I suppose we did. But we shouldn't have missed him defensively. There should have been enough on that part to deal with him. Comfortable. And there wasn't. But no, I don't think we missed him that much.
as I said in the show the other day, I don't think there's a great difference between Jack, Davies, Kamara. I would say that's my three sort of most midfield defensive-minded players. I don't think there's that much between all of them. I personally don't think they missed them against Livingston. I don't know what he would have done different. I really don't. So I don't think there's anything between them three players at all.
Just to add on it, I think the problem for Gerrard maybe was in that game. Instead of, obviously Jack was injured, and instead of just letting Artfield carry on in the position he plays, which is more further up, attacking from midfield, he shouldn't have brought Artfield back to play a more defensive role. I think if he had just let Davis sit there, while Livingston was sitting in their own box, and you had Artfield and Aribo sort of attacking from outside the box and trying to find the spaces, I think we probably would have got a goal probably earlier than we ended up getting one.
All right, well, just interesting to see your thoughts on that. GFK, he intimated changes for Wednesday night, and I just want your initial thoughts on that. What, we lost GFK?
Must have.
All right. Hope he's not went and glued himself to the gates.
He's the way to find those tomatoes.
Start dog, in you come.
If Big Catholics gets dropped on Thursday, you'll find me up at the gates still on Friday morning, I tell you. But no, I think Barisic will come back in Thursday. Maybe Kamara will play as well. But apart from that, I mean, obviously Kent's out as well now, so Brandon Barker should just come in there. But I can't see too much else happening, mate, change-wise. I think he'll pretty much go with the same team, barring these changes. I don't think he'll change any of the two centre-backs. As much as I would like to see him put Hollander in there, I don't think he will. I don't think he'll do it.
I think Hollander might play up at St Johnstone, if I'm being honest.
Aye, I can see that happening, mate, but I just don't see him playing him on Thursday, big European game like that. I think he'll stick with the same two.
I think so too. I really do. I think it would need to be a really good reason for changing it in a big European game. And it's again, we're back down to must-win games. Every game being a must-win game. So I don't know if you could consider St Johnstone as an easier team. I suppose you could.
In theory, if we can get a result on Wednesday night, and then we can win at St Johnstone, even get a bridge, a 1-0 win.
Absolutely.
The start of the season does look a lot rosier. It's bizarre, isn't it? Foxy boy.
Oh, a result on Thursday, mate, would change the whole outlook in the side at the moment since the international break. I think the fans are really looking forward to the European games. I think, like a lot of boys in the panel, open games of football will suit us as much as it will the teams coming here to play against us. And I think we'll equip ourselves well on Thursday night. I'm not saying we'll run amok or anything like that, but I think we'll have a good game and we'll play well against Fernand.
Is it important we don't lose, Fox? Or,
I think we should have our go, mate. I don't see us making progress into the next round of the competition, but for the sake of the fans, I'd like to see us have a go. It doesn't really matter to us if we don't make it. I mean, getting into the competition proper, into the group stages was our target. The league is then our main priority. And experiment in the Europa League and the League Cup, but don't do it in the league.
I hope he doesn't experiment in the League Cup, in the Europa League. I hope he doesn't experiment with that. Sorry.
I think also, guys, it would depend on what manner we lost in, if that makes any sense to you. Do you know what I mean? If we go there, I mean, I think we're going to show up on Thursday as well. I think it's going to be end-to-end stuff. I think there's 100% going to be chances, big chances, both ends of the park. But it would just depend on what manner we could beat it, mate. I'm like Fox. I've seen the fixtures. Obviously, the first and the last game, mate. They're games I can see is winning, and I would like to pick up a couple of draws in between then. But I think we will show up, definitely.
Aye, well, we'll see. JFK.
No, as I said about an hour and a bit ago, go and look at the highlights if you can get them. Feyenoord yesterday, guys. We're in for a right. This is more than just a step up, guys. I know we've got to be confident we're playing at home. This is a good team. They're very, very fast, left and right. We've got a lot of problems on Thursday night, and we'll need to be at our very, very best. I can't see him dropping Goldson or Katic, and rightly so. I know we've been critical of him the night, but we've got to stick with what you've got. But he's got to bring Hallander in at some point of the season and say that he's his main central defender. For the left-back position, he's got to get that sorted out sooner rather than later. And he's got to get up front sorted. You know, he's got to realise what does he want to do with Ozil. For me, I would drop him for Thursday. I would definitely drop him. But then again, we don't know. But we'll talk about it, obviously, more on Wednesday. We are in for a tough game, guys. They're not the team they were Feyenoord, but they are a better team than us.
A wee step up in class, huh?
More than a wee step up, mate. Definitely more than
but they, we have to believe in our own team too. They as much as it's going to be a hard game for us, it's going to be a hard game for them. They have to come to Ibrox, and we've proved that we can play in these big games. So as much as they're under a bit of pressure, ourselves, they'll be under it too. We've proved we can step it up, no doubt about it. But I'll tell you one thing: what the manager has to do on Thursday. See if it's going a wee bit rocky and any of our centre backs are maybe not on it early on. I think the manager has to be brave and make a change and bring one of the other players on. Hopefully that doesn't happen, and they're solid enough. But if we see cracks appear, and he needs to change it quick.
That's a good shout. Pal. Yeah, he's got to be available to do it and ready to do it.
Well, we'll see. And forgetting about Thursday's game, just taking in context, 12 points out of 15. I think it was October before we get 12 points. We went to 11 to 14, but we're ahead of the curveball there.
Yeah, we're definitely there. I mean, I'm not complaining about the points, and I'm not complaining about getting the victories. That's no my complaint at all. I'm more than happy with that. I think we're doing all right. As for Europe, it's just jam to me. I want us to win, obviously, today, but it's not the end of the world if we don't. For me, it's the league for me. So, and then Thursday I can see Barisic and Kamara coming on for Aribo and Halliday. So.
Well, it depends if Jack's fit for me. If he's fit.
I will.
Mm-hmm. I think if Jack's fit, he'll play with Davis. And another. But we'll see.
Probably. I'd like to see King and Barker getting a game as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, but I think Barker must get a game. He must get a game, in my opinion. He the boy will be tremendous.
I know you want to talk that on Wednesday. I'll no go.
All right. Mark, are you still with us, mate?
Yeah.
Can we just ask you, we're going to wrap the show up now, can you just ask you to stay on after the show, mate? Just want to quite work for you and tell you how much money you owe us. All right. Well, Bridgeman, it's over to you, mate. 2 hours.
Well, what can I say? Another marvellous night, by the way, to everybody. Another marvellous night. I'm really, really pleased with the 3 points that we got. Scored 3 great goals, 3 points, does as well. So plus we got a wee +1 in our sort of goal difference against the Monkey Mob across the city. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, in particular Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one is, please keep it going for the Rangers. We're building up for Europe. Keep it going. The Rangers need us.
Can I thank everybody who's took the time to phone in the show tonight, joined myself, JFK and Bridgeman on the panel. Great to hear for all the callers tonight. great to everybody in the lobby, great for everybody listening to Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11, talking about all things Rangers. Take away old school boys.
How many years ago, my boys, I left the Glasgow town. I followed the pull of the Yankee land and here I've settled down. Although I met the Bridgeton Cross and my friends so near and dear, what I would give if I could have the Rangers over here. Singing talk of California where the sun shines all the year. Singing Bama about your Broadway light so clear. But if it would fill my heart with sadness, it would fill my heart with cheer. If we only had the Rangers over here. For they're the finest team in all the land, and I'm sure that you'll agree. To see them win is something grand, it's part of history. For the boys who fear no noise, my lads, and I mean that's quite sincere. What I would give if I could have the Rangers over here. Singing Buck of California where the sun shines all the year. Singing Bama about your Broadway life so clear. But if it would fill my heart with gladness, it would fill my heart with tears. And we only had the Rangers over here. Finest team in all the land, and I'm sure that you'll agree. To see them win is something grand, it's part of history. For the boys who fear no noise, my lads, and I mean that's quite sincere. What I would give if I could have the Rangers over here. Singing talk of California where the sun shines all the year. Singing Bama about your Broadway light so clear. But it would fill my heart with sadness, it would fill my heart with tears. And we only had the Rangers over here. And we only had the Rangers over here. And we only had the Rangers over here.